Oils are the volatile liquids that are distilled from aromatic plants. It's basically the lifeblood of the plant. So if you think when you get a cut on your skin and it bleeds, that's the bye Carter. Yeah. When you get a cut on your skin and you bleed, it's kind of the similar thing to what happens with the plant. So when your plant gets harvested or cut, they go into overdrive trying to protect themselves, and they create all these oils. And then through a distillation process, we're able to extract those oils, and then Youngwood puts them in a bottle so that we can use them. They're so very concentrated. So when you drink a tea, usually you have the dried herbs that you put in the tree or the leaves or whatever that you put in the tea. Oils are similar to that, except for they're even more concentrated and more powerful. So it takes 5,000 pounds of rose petals to make 1 pound of rose essential oils. So it's that concentrated. And essential oils date back long time, probably before we even have the ability to know how old they are, but they are the oldest form of medicine, and we can date them back to about 4,500 BC. And when King Tut's tomb was opened, 350 liters of oil were discovered in his tomb, and they could actually tell what kinds of oils were in there because oils will last forever. They'll last for a long time. They are antimicrobial, antibacterial, all sorts of great things that will keep it in their natural form. So if you look at oils, and if your oil ever has an expiration date, that might be a good clue that that's not the kind of oil that you want to be using, because oils that expire aren't real essential oils. The Bible has 188 references to oils, so you think they bring the Christ child frankincense, they bring the Christ child myrrh. It's something that kings had access to, because essential oils back in the day were really expensive. They were used for healing, for anointing the sick. Those are all the references in the Bible that you probably are pretty familiar with. They can actually digest toxins. They oxygenate the body's cells, and they'll actually push chemicals out of your cells. So they have the highest level of oxygenating activity of any substance known to man. So if that is all this great stuff about oils, why is it that science can't duplicate that? Why aren't we bottling these and selling? Why aren't the pharmaceutical companies selling these and your doctors prescribing them? So they can't be patented because every harvest is different. So every harvest that you have of a plant, different soil conditions, different rain, different sun, all of that is different based on what actually happened to the plant as it was growing. It's nature. It's never predictable. You think that one week it's nice outside and it's about 75, 80 degrees, and the next week it's 100, kind of like what we've seen here in the last couple weeks. So it's really unpredictable, and so you can't patent something because the molecular structure in those essential oil bottles changes just enough that you can't patent it because it's not exactly the same every single time. And so, for example, clary sage has over 900 molecules in the bottle. Lavender has over 400, and that unique blend is what allows for it to interact with our body just the right way to provide healing. So, and that's something that only God can do. So that that complete 400 molecular structure is just what your body needs, just what the plant needs to be able to protect itself. What science says is they'll take that one molecule that they've done the studies on that provides the healing to your body in whatever targeted way that they're trying to do, and they take all the rest of that stuff away that was protecting your body against side effects and was helping support other parts of your body that needed to interact to have that one particular molecule interact with your body the right way. So the drugs and things, they can make just that one chemical, but as I said, the essential oils have over 500 molecules in just the one, lavender drug. So, and also when they try and duplicate this in a lab, when they try and make essential oils in a lab, they can't really do that because there's side reactions that happen and isomers that block the ability of that drug to permeate through the cell's wall. So your cells know, and they're like, hey, wait, I don't know you, I don't recognize that. There's not the triggers that the other molecules kind of set off in your cells to allow your cells to take those in and to use them. So that composition allows the essential oils to be soluble in the lipids of the membranes of the cell walls. So sorry for all you people that are not like, I'm kind of a geek when it comes to the molecular structures and all that kind of stuff, but I find that interesting. So if you find that interesting too, there's I have a book. It's called The Chemistry of Essential Oils Made Simple, which is really fun because it's not really that simple. You'd think that this would be like a little pamphlet that you should read if it was simple, but it's not all that simple. I have not read the whole thing, by the way. I take it in little pieces as I can. But there are numerous scientific studies that prove the things that I'm saying, and the benefits, the health benefits of essential oils, and you can find those on PubMed.gov. So if you're looking for that kind of information, then you can find them there. So why Young Living? You know, I mentioned the expiration date. I mentioned that part, but in order for this is really interesting. So some of you might be thinking, oh, this is great to know. I'll go out to my local health store and I'll pick up the bottle that says 100% pure essential oil. I've seen those. Some of us might even have them at home. So it says 100% pure essential oil. I'm good to go, right? Well, the only requirement that the FDA has for that is that it contains 100% pure essential oil. So it contains 5% essential oil. So that other 95% makes kind of wonder what's in there. That's the only requirement, is that if it says 100% pure, it's only 5% essential oil. So Young Living oils are FDA food grade certified, they're kosher certified, and they can be safely ingested. There's reference manuals on each of your table, or a lot of your tables. You can take a look at the individual oils, and in there they'll have a saying that says GRAS, GRAS, or generally regarded as safe for consumption. So that's another thing. If you see a bottle of oil and another bottle that says for topical use only, you might think about that. If you put it on your skin is your biggest organ in your body, and scientific proof has shown that after 30 minutes of applying something to your skin, it will be in your bloodstream. So if you think about that when you clean the floor with whatever cleaner you're using and you walk on it on bare feet, 30 minutes, that's going to be in your bloodstream, whatever you just walked on. So only use therapeutic grade essential oils. And not only can those oils not produce the results that you want, the other oils, they might not produce the results that you want, but they could potentially harm you as well. The other thing too that I really appreciate about Young Living oils is they control their process from seed to seal. So they know exactly where their seeds are coming from for the oils. They know exactly what the farmland has been doing for the last 50 years. They have a good history, they've tested it, they understand, all the way up until when they put it in a bottle and it gets their label on it, which gives me a lot of comfort. A lot of the other oils that you might see out there come from small plants, small farmers, which is good in a way, but they don't have any control over the distillation process. So they might be distilling them in aluminum, or they might be have some high iron content, or they might not be tested the way that Young Living oils are. So keep that in mind as well. So cypress has over 280 known chemical components in it, cypress essential oil, and all must be present for healing. So if it's distilled for 20 hours, then only 20 of those 280 components are present. If it's distilled for 26 hours, none of those are present. And if it's distilled for 24 hours, all 280 of those chemical constituents are there. So most of the cypress essential oil that's available on the US market has been distilled for 3.5 hours. So you're likely to get what it smells like, but not actually the therapeutic benefits of having those 280 chemical components in it. We're almost done with the background, and we'll start passing those pretty soon. So distillation process is really unique with Young Living as well. Gary Young, the founder of the company, designed a specific distillation column that the exit of the distillation column is specially designed so that the steam doesn't roll back around and damage the top layer of what he's trying to distill. It actually exits without rolling back around. So further damage to some of them can occur if you don't have that exit, but instead it exits right on the top, and that's a patented distillation method. So, and they do lots of testing. Young Living has recently ran out of a few oils and has looked on the oil market for, what's out there, and was not able to find any replacements that met their standards. And so they chose to have products out of stock, some very popular products out of stock, instead of compromise the quality of the product that they were putting in the bottles, which is a pretty bold decision for a company, especially with as much growth as Young Living has had, to say that that's not good enough. So, and they also let members come in and help harvest and visit the farms, which is pretty cool too. And hopefully I'll get a chance to do that in the next year or two. So we're gonna pass oils. So a couple of safety things first. Don't put it in your eyes. I don't know why you would put it in your eyes, but don't put it in your eyes. And I do have a story about this. We put some on my little Carter, who was leaving, his feet, which is common. We put some thieves on his feet and didn't put socks on him right away, and somehow he got it on his hand and he rubbed his eye. It didn't go in his eye, but it stung. And so immediately we put olive oil on it. The nearest whatever, olive oil, coconut oil, if you're in a bind you can use milk, just some sort of fatty liquid. And like as soon as we started putting that olive oil on that, it calmed down. So the biggest thing is, what's everybody's first reaction when you get something in your skin that hurts or you want off? What's your first reaction?
Water.
Water. Don't put water on it, because water and oil separate. So that will force the oil into your skin deeper. You want to use oil to help absorb some of that and to kind of dampen the impact of what it is. So I always dilute with my kiddos. And as they get older, 5 or older, I'd say that I probably wouldn't start. I don't have any that are 5 or older, but that's my plan. We'll see how that goes. I have a lot of plans with mothering. Some of it works out, some of it doesn't. So the other thing too, don't put them in your ears. Again, I don't know why you would, but don't put them in your ears. If you have an ear infection or something like that, put a couple drops in a cotton ball and you can stick it in your ear, or rub it around down the, your eustachian tubes or around the back of your ear. But don't put them in your ear. Always use glass drinking containers if you're putting your oils in your water. So lemon is a really common one to put in your water. It's great for detoxing, and it tastes pretty good too. So, but lemon will actually dissolve petrochemicals. So when you get to lemon, remind me, somebody, and we'll show you what it does to a styrofoam cup. But don't put it in anything but glass. And if you forget